Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Well, good morning, good morning. Tim is raising his finger. Will you be right back? We'll wait for Tim to come right back. What the heck? We're wondering what happened to people for today. And I don't think it's Corky scared him away. She's clutching her talk to her chest. This I don't know what that's a representative of, except she's going to be giving a talk. And so, well, we're waiting for Tim. Anybody have something besides running into things with her head that happened during this last week?
Do you want coffee before you start?
Yeah, great, thank you.
It's I just checked it out. It's still in the process of doing its thing.
Nobody had anything exciting? Have you gotten any of the people I sent to your store? I keep sending people to your store and telling them.
They don't say.
Okay, they don't have to. Yeah. And so.
I'm sure. Once in a while somebody say, yeah, I know Doti. Yeah.
Anyway, I have people that call and say, do you know, I want to go see a psychic. And I said, well, I do readings. No, I want to see somebody. Right. Okay, you can go see Lonnie. And I tell them where you are in Willow Glen, and they get all excited. So that's what's happening there.
Everybody's been super sweet. So.
Yeah, well, it's a great shop. And this is what the Donna and Kevin and Christine, you all got the little discount of $10 off. That's
a lot.
Yeah, so you can go in there and look around and introduce you to the shop, and it's amazing.
I got on their website last week and I went through all the categories to see everything that was on the website.
Friday was their 11-year birthday.
Oh,
so it's been there 11 years.
That's right, I drove by and saw the sign.
We gave cupcakes out to everybody.
It was that
11 years.
I can't believe it. I thought it just opened a couple of years.
Oh no, I've been there all 11 years.
That is so great, and it just has good energy, and it smells good and feels good. So if you're ever in Willow Glen, park it back. Because there's not very little parking on the street, and then it's
right.
Yeah, it's great.
Park on the back. And during the pandemic, they were very vigilant and very wonderful. I mean, about making sure everyone was safe and letting people in just a couple at a time. They really were mindful.
Great, thank you. That is wonderful. Yes, Tim.
Just leaving back to get Gabrielle.
Who are you signaling?
Yeah.
Janet, I've got something.
Janet.
Oh.
One of my friends contacted me, and she'd asked me she was talking to me months ago, and she said, my mom's getting ready to make her transition. Well, I guess they called in hospice now, but she said, and I guess she's in the Central Valley, and she said, and now I got to find a minister to go do the service. And I go, I can do it for you.
That's great. Fantastic.
So she sent me a message to let me know it's like, and she's in her final stages.
Good for you. Yeah, that's wonderful.
And then my cousins had a friend in Arizona that she wanted a card reading, so I did a card reading for her over the phone, and she sent me money. I didn't ask her for money. I would have done it for free, but she sent me money.
Well, look at you. You're stepping up. That is fantastic. Good. Okay. One of the things, first off, any birthdays? Anybody got a birthday coming up this week? There again. Yeah, that's so exciting. I sometimes don't know whether it's we don't have birthdays or they're tired of listening to me sing "This Is Your Birthday" song.
Not at all, Dottie. You know what it is? There was a ton of birthdays in August.
Right.
A ton.
Yeah.
Like we had a lot of folks are in August.
Right. Yeah. A lot of Virgos run around.
Virgos and Leos.
Yeah, and Leos. Yeah. So okay. I want to talk a little bit about who's going to be speaking next week, because this is interesting. For those of you who heard the gentleman sing Some Enchanted Evening at my birthday party, do you remember that?
Yep.
And that's Dan Zulovic, and he and his wife Torchy are going to do a short play called The Active Oval. This is going to be all about kindness, and that's going to be next week's service, and so that should be great. Dan has been in plays all over, and we had to stop going to Dan's plays. One week he was in 3 different events where he was singing and performing, and so we're excited about having him here. There's so much coming up that different people doing different things. Please keep us advised of what you're doing, because that's what the CCL Insights is about. This isn't just about what CCL is doing, but this is about what you folks are doing. Did you look at the back of your program? Turn it over and look at what it has there.
It's the collage of.
Oh, the birthday party collage. Oh, I love it.
Isn't that great?
That's wonderful.
And
See
so,
Chantel there?
Chantel was there.
Chantel and Chris.
Yeah.
She's such a pretty girl, you know?
And Chantel and Chris said, but isn't that nice, Corky? You did such a great job of putting together.
That's cute.
Isn't that, yeah.
It's a cute picture of Lonnie on
Yes, there is. I love it. So, Dottie, I want everyone to come on September 17th.
Yes.
Because I need all of your help. Okay, so show up on the 17th.
She's going to be speaking because we're going to be wedding.
I'm going to be wedding my granddaughter, Vanessa, and her honey they've been together 8 years, and they're going to be getting married, and so that's going to be pretty exciting.
So I want to, don't be lonely, don't make me lonely.
Don't make you lonely. Christine, pick up a program while you come in, and yeah.
And Dottie?
Yeah.
How do you do virtual beads?
So
Annie
Dottie,
has a birthday coming
Dottie.
up this week.
Here's your surprise.
Well, hello, John. Hi there. Welcome.
John,
Yay! So nice to see you. Thank you.
Love you.
Yeah. And so we have, the reason I'm excited about this is that the program, Christine has people on the back that were at the party that Corky put together. John, can you just sit down and enjoy church this morning? You don't have to work the.
Wash my hands and all.
That's wonderful. You're welcome here with dirty hands, even. You know, you're just welcome. I loved seeing you, and it was great seeing you at the birthday party.
Yeah, great to see you too.
That was so marvelous.
Yeah.
Good. And we had great food. But you know, for anybody who tasted all, I had to taste everything, you know, and they did. Robin and Chris did a great job.
I gave up my vegetarianism for a day. It was really good.
I made a good salad.
And you lived.
I lived, yes.
And what?
I made a good salad.
Yes,
For one day.
Yeah, there was a great salad. That was wonderful. I mean, there was just everybody got together and did things, and then they came over. Ronnie and Daryl and Jim and Derek and Jim and who else? We had all these guys. And my son Bob and his lady. And went in the living room, and they all were exhausted from hauling stuff, and so that was great. They stayed until about 10, eating cake, and there might even have been a little wine involved. But it was that party went for a long time. So we thank you again for all of you and your participation.
So Dottie?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have virtual beads for Annie?
Annie. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Are you ready? This is your birthday song, isn't carrying on. Yay! And ask Annie what color bead she wants.
I think she heard you. Let's see if she types. That's a hint, Annie.
Okay.
Purple, please.
Yes.
Purple,
She's our
please.
purple girl.
Purple girl. Okay, here we go.
Happy birthday,
we love you. Here you are, Annie. Here's your beads. Yay! We're gonna hang them right here. Do I think I am? Yeah, I'm gonna hang them right on the microphone.
Can I help, Dottie?
Yep, here we go. Purple beads. Here, yeah. There you go, Annie. You're part of the service this morning.
Yay!
Yeah, that's so great. So, I was going to talk about something else. Oh, you're going to be talking, and I read this, and I'm still not quite sure what all you're going to be talking about. So, what are you going to be saying? You're going to explore how we can deepen our awareness and exercise our choice to respond with compassion. That is intriguing.
Yes. And it's like so often we take our challenges, right? And we just get through them and then we forget about them, right? But they actually can be seeds to support our dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about how do we use our challenges, use the mulch of challenge, right? And the deep, earth of challenge to help our seeds meet our dreams.
Okay.
And so what it's about not forgetting our challenges, not forgetting, but bringing them in, embracing them, and saying, how can we use the meaning? And I'm going to use a lot from Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning.
Yes.
Because he talks a lot about this, and several other authors as well. But it's the process of making meaning out of our pain.
Right.
Making meaning out of our pain. So please join me. I'll have a couple of exercises for us to do, and I think it's going to be...
Sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I have really had to learn how to do that for myself. Instead of just discarding my challenges when they're over and trying to forget them, how do we incorporate the wisdom and meaning from them?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So I probably didn't say that very well.
A couple of Sundays.
I was working it out, and people were going, my brother-in-law was going, I don't know, Janet. He's an English professor, but I said, maybe the intrigue will help people to come.
Well, it sounds wonderful.
Thank you for asking.
Right. And I think compassion, and quite often I find I have to be compassionate with myself to be compassionate with others.
Bingo.
If I'm going through a really lousy day and somebody calls me on the phone and says, oh, Dottie, I'm having such a hard time, and I've got to stop being inside here and raise it up and let Spirit help me with whatever is going on with them. And because it's a very difficult role you play when you were a counselor.
Right.
And whether it's a metaphysical, spiritual, ministerial counselor, you're still helping other people get through what they're going through. And it can be very difficult to, as I said, get out of yourself.
Absolutely. And not take it personally. Right.
Yeah. Good.
I'm working on all the time.
Okay.
And from Sherry.
Sherry?
From Sherry. Please give my apologies to Dottie and Corky. I did too much yesterday. My arm is throbbing. I'm going back to bed.
Thank you, Sherry. Okay.
Not next week, but the following.
Right. Also, wonderful Dottie, what do we have for our speaker series? Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. We have Scout Bartlett.
Yay!
And he is going to be doing some wonderful, wonderful things. This man is incredibly spiritual.
Minister.
Scout Bartlett. And he is wonderful. He's just amazing. We've had just an incredible time talking with him and sharing with him. And he actually spoke here at CCL a few weeks ago. And it was just wonderful.
Yeah.
So put that on your calendar, 6 to 8 on Tuesday, a week from this Tuesday.
Ruth, pick up a program. Thank you. Yeah. I'm just so excited about the pictures on the back from our birthday party. I love it. Yes, Tim.
While we're on the subject of the speaker series, Janet or Corky, how do you log on? I had to get that whole link from you to log on the last time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've tried it. It was on the front of the UCM webpage, and all you have to do is click to register, and I registered myself for Scout.
I'll have to check again.
Okay. Friday.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Sounds great. Okay.
There were some glitches, so thank you for acknowledging that.
This is kind of an open forum church today. we started out with 5 people, and it's multiplying. I like that. And what I would like to do is, Janet, if you could come up and get your wonderful guitar, and let's just start out with a meditation, because I'm on this. What mic am I on? Either.
The red one. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So I want you to take this opportunity to put your feet flat on the floor and close your eyes. And take a nice deep breath in. Just feel that breath coming all the way from your toes, all the way up. Hold it in your lungs and then let it go. Let's do this one more time. Nice deep breath, come up through your body, all the way up to your very top of your shoulders. Relax your shoulders, let them drop, and let go of that breath. This is a time for you to relax, for you to completely relax your body. Relax your spirit, relax your mind, relax all of those little parts of your body that feel maybe not quite as good. Relax them. And as you relax all of this part of who you are, relax that part of you that brings in spirit. For some of you, you feel spirit in the back of your neck. Some of you feel spirit in the top of your head. Some of you may feel spirit in your heart. And some of you just know when spirit is with you. And whether you call spirit, creator, God, whatever you call spirit, know that your identity is spiritual today. If somebody says, "How's your day?" respond with, "It's a spiritual day." Because you are one of the chosen ones. You have been chosen to appreciate all the people on the planet, to give love and sanctuary to those that need it. You have been chosen to walk in peace. And as that chosen one, know that Spirit is with you continually. But sometime you need to feel like you can bring in more. What does Spirit look like? When we talk about receiving Spirit, for some of you, it's a beautiful cloud. For some of you, it's a piece of music. For some of you, it's a feeling that envelops your entire body. Think of how you feel when Spirit is there and you know that it's with you. Each one of you came in knowing Spirit, but quite often that knowledge was taken away, either by well-meaning parents or teachers or kids on the playground. Your spirit is taken away when people say to you, "You don't know what you're talking about, you're stupid, you're no good, you're bad." All of these things that make you feel less than. Stop when you hear those words and say, "I am one with Spirit." Spirit is there, protecting, helping, and being a part of who you are every part of the day. But sometimes you forget to just open up and allow Spirit to flow in. So now that we've brought Spirit to you, open up your heart, open up your head and body. Say thank you to Spirit as we listen to the wonderful Reverend Dr. Janet Childs as she puts music to Spirit here on this Sunday morning.
I open my heart to you, oh Spirit, fill my life and make me whole. In every breath I hear you, in every step I feel you, and I know you live in my soul. Every day and every way, let me be open to your light. In every day, every way, let me feel your love. And I know that I'm not separate from you. You live in every moment that I walk the earth. And now let me feel you, let me know you. You are part of me. And when I'm cold and when I'm alone, you walk with me. And your footsteps on my journey are the times you've carried me. I open through your light, and let me dream all that I can hold. Let me know what right action I need to do. Let me feel you in every part of nature. When the leaves fall, when the wind blows, when the rain caresses my face, when a child smiles, when a butterfly flies around me, and I know I am graced. Let me know you, let me feel you, let me be you in my life. Let me hold you as part of me, and know that I am part of you. Thank you
free, I am safe, I am here. In my wholeness, I am home. Thank you so very much, Janet. And everybody just take a nice deep breath as we feel Spirit flowing through us. And we can do this any time of day or night. When we feel alone, when we feel unwanted or unloved, know that we just need to ask if the Spirit will become part of us again. Thank you so much, Janet. That was wonderful. I really do appreciate it. For many of you, you might not know anything about Labor Day. You might not know why people are celebrating or why banks are closed or what's going on. But many people have fought for the right to be able to protest, to be able to be in charge of what's going on. And so while you look at tomorrow as a day off, but also look at it at a time that this represents many people and what they're going through. I don't know how many in here have ever belonged to a union. Yeah. And didn't you help? Didn't you feel that this helped at that time? And how many of you have ever protested about something?
Yes.
And know that you helped as you walked or what you were doing. Knowing that you're important is the same thing as Spirit being with you. You are with the whole, but you are important. And that is so important for you to know. Because today our speaker is going to be talking about what is your life worth? How many of you ever think about that? The individual you. Not part of a relationship, not part of a church, not part of a company, but you. Your life is worth quite a bit. And one of the things about our speaker today is she has a saying that is so wonderful. She says, I would rather be happy than right. Somebody said to me, you know, when you're in a relationship and you have a horrible argument, Corky and I have been in a relationship for 40 years and we've never had a horrible argument. It's not because I'm so great and loving and good and kind and all those things. It's because she doesn't argue. She doesn't say, I'm right. She just doesn't argue. She just decided many years ago she'd rather be happy in life. And living with somebody like that, you know what it does? It makes you happy too. Because you realize that you're not going to have somebody going na 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 at you all the time about what's wrong with you. And it's a really healthy way to be in a relationship. So I'd like you to all meet, if you haven't before, Reverend Corky Whitacre. Yay! 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 Do you have room? There, and I can scoot over?
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can.
Yes, you will.
And here's your clock. And you have until then.
Boy, that doesn't squeak at all anymore. What'd you do, Ed?
WD-40?
Darn. The secret's out.
Oh, I was thinking maybe you licked it. I didn't know for sure.
He doesn't want that secret out. Hi, everybody.
I will.
Hello. And here's Annie. Annie. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about what is your life worth? Meaning, keeping you alive. In that, you know, there's bad habits that we all have that are detrimental to our health, to our well-being. You know, just not sleeping well, not eating too much, doing all kinds of stuff, not getting enough exercise, etc. And you know, we all know what we need, and that these things may not nurture us, but we do it anyway. And then getting angry is very detrimental to your well-being, to your body. It's hard on your heart and just all of your internal organs and your well-being in your mind and your spirituality. It hurts everything. And being depressed is a very normal condition, emotion. And except when it's like when Dr. Eileen says, just don't pitch a tent. That it's short. See, what depression does is that it helps you evaluate what's going on in your life.
Right.
And that you kind of get that internal, you go internally and you say, what am I doing? Why am I still here? Why am I still with these people? Why aren't I doing what I want to do? So you do that internal focus and you evaluate things that you don't normally think about, typically. And then at some point you go, I'm bored with this. And you get up and you sing and you dance and then you're out of it and away you go with your life. But you've made some decisions, or you've made some, you've recognized something that's going on that maybe you want to change that. So there's nothing wrong with being depressed as long as you don't make a life habit out of it. And then there's also that some people feel like they're the smartest people in the room, which is fine. But when they have to tell everybody, then that's kind of detrimental. It's like, why are you the smartest person in the room? And that they have to tell everybody. Because I kind of feel like if you have to tell everybody about how smart you are and how creative you are and stuff like that, then maybe you're not as smart or creative as you think you are. That's just a thought. But all those things are, there's symptoms of what's going on in your internal life, and that there's some that might be creating unhappiness within you, and then that has its own set of rules that make you unhappy. So just don't do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is kind of name some of these things and maybe give you some help as to how to overcome them. I've got 3 pages. You think we'll make it? Well, that's front and back. Okay, so I have here a list of 10 daily habits to change to make you to live a happier, healthier life. Now, it's kind of interesting that so these are the things that you're going to want to change. Number 1 is not drinking water. So what you're going to change is that you're going to start drinking more water. Eating late at night, not getting enough exercise, skimping on sleep, eating too much sodium, choosing foods because they sound healthy, eating lunch at your desk, cooking everything with olive oil, skipping dessert. Now that's something you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to skip dessert. And not changing or sanitizing your kitchen sponge frequently enough. Okay, now, the two, now I am so proud of myself. I do 2 of those things. I mean, I've changed 2 of those things. One of them is that I don't skip dessert, and the other one is that I change my sponge. Yay! But the thing with the dessert is that a study that was done in 2022 suggested that if you skip dessert, then you feel deprived. And then even if you are consuming plenty of calories, that can trigger overeating. And making any food off limits, of course, increases the allure. So if it's something sweet you're craving, go for it. Permission. Okay. So and it says 2 dark chocolates and see, I did it again. 2 squares of dark chocolate, or a half a cup of ice cream. Now, see, I thought it said and. I've been doing it a little bit wrong.
All right, right on.
But I didn't miss. And then the thing with the sponge is that it's important to disinfect your sponge every day by microwaving it wet for 2 minutes.
Oh, I
And
didn't
then,
know that.
yeah, and then replacing it frequently. That's at least every 2 weeks. So,
All right.
okay.
Thank you.
So those two
2
things,
minutes.
I've learned that. The other ones I'm still working on, any of it, getting plenty of sleep, getting plenty of what, that stuff will, I don't know, I think maybe a lifetime struggle to get those things together. Okay, do any of you have any of those kind of things? I mean, how are you guys doing on that list? How many out of that 10? So, you guys working on it? You know what you need to do?
Yeah.
Get plenty of water, get plenty of sleep, eat the right things. Okay. And then there's this, and then we've done plenty of research on the things that we don't need to do. But here I have 5 things that are things that are linked to better living, longer living, not better living, just longer living. But I think there's better living too. Optimism, happiness, laughter, reading, and coffee. It took me a long time to find it. Because coffee's always on the list of do or don't. I mean that it's good for you. Oh, it's not good for you. So I think it's one of those things that you can, however your body can maintain an equilibrium on it. So anyway, the first thing is the optimism. Now, if you're a half full kind of person, then you're going to be not only more fun to be around, but you're going to live longer than your pessimistic friends. And researchers found that optimism affects both your health and your lifespan. So you get a twofer. You not only get you're happier, but you get to live longer. Why would you want to live longer if you weren't happy? Anyway, so okay, now and optimism is something that you can learn. So I was it's like, oh, good. And so one of the ways what it takes is so you can control your reaction and your response to things. And that's once you learn how to do that. And basically, when people annoy you, you don't have to speak right out. So what I recommend that you do is you think before you speak. And
Oh.
Yeah, put a sock in it, right? And I think that what I have found is that helps a lot, because I have a tendency to be kind of a spontaneous person, and sometimes so I have to think. Is that okay to say? Is that okay to say? No, don't say that. Yeah, okay, that's okay to say. So it's this thing's going on all the time. The little mouse or whatever it is up there going gerbil or what would be up there? Monkey. Yeah, is up there going, just no, yes, go. Anyway, and so optimism, the optimist sees the setback as temporary, whereas the pessimist sees it as permanent. So these are ways that you can tell whether you're an optimist or a pessimist. I mean, do you know whether you're an optimist or a pessimist? Pretty much you know already. Which are you, John?
Unfortunately, a pessimist.
You're a pessimist?
A negative thinker.
Well, that must make things kind of hard.
Yeah.
Difficult for you, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so nice to be optimistic, because if you're going to be happy instead of right, it's nice to be optimistic because it's just natural. And the pessimist sees the negative situation as damaging and a precursor to what's in the future, whereas that's the pessimist, and the optimist, it's just an event. It's an event that happened, and so rather than it's like, oh my God, I'm going to be, the thing that I find interesting is when people say, somebody almost hits you, let's say, and someone says, boy, that ruined my whole trip. It's like, how could it ruin the whole trip? It's just something just an incident that happened, or almost happened. It didn't even happen, it almost happened. And, oh my God, I stand it. And you all know people like that, you need to isolate it and just not let it take over your life. Just something's going to happen. And I don't know where that comes from or how you learn how to do that. I don't know how you learn how to do it, but I know that you just practice and practice and practice doing that. Okay, and then happiness. Happiness has a huge effect on both your health and on your brain function. Happiness may actually change your brain. Okay, the same area in your brain that involves feeling happy also controls inflammation and blood vessels. What? How can it do two things at once? Okay, so happy people have lower levels of stress hormones of the cortisol. So it's kind of interesting when Reverends Tom and Mary Gary went to Berlin, went to Germany, and Mary was telling me the story that the cab driver says you can always pick out Americans. You can always tell when somebody's American because they smile all the time.
Wow.
And Mary's like, well, why wouldn't you smile all the time? He goes, the taxi driver or their guide says, if I smiled all the time, everybody would think I was up to something, that I was going to do something to fool them, or that I knew a joke that I knew a joke that I thought maybe they were funny. It's just not good form to smile all the time.
Wow.
It's like, and so I don't even know how I wouldn't smile all the time, because I am happy. And I don't know. Have you guys ever experienced that where somebody is malicious when they smile? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's called evil.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's trickery, not fair. But of course we smile and pretty determined to be nice about it. Okay. Anyway, but then laughter is laughter has serious physical thank you benefits. Laughter can put you in a lower risk of heart disease. When you laugh, your heart, lungs, and muscles receive more oxygen. Laughing stimulates circulation in the body while helping your muscles relax. It also improves your immune system and decreases painful sensations. Okay, when I was going to hypnosis school, that was one of the exercises that we would learn, or a technique in hypnosis that we learned. That it's a laughing hypnosis, where they said, well, that's like an internal massage, and so that you should do that at least once or twice, or maybe 15 times a day. However much you can laugh. What do they say? How many times do kids laugh? You didn't read that article? Okay.
No, I didn't know there was going to be a test.
Pop quiz. Haven't you ever heard that kids they laugh and they like 1,500,000 times a day, and adults only do it like 2 times a day or something.
Right.
Yeah. To let you know how terrible they're not laughing. How wonderful kids are is what it is.
There we go.
Yeah. So anyway, we don't know. They don't know why laughing protects the heart, but we know that mental stress is associated with impairment with the endothymin.
Mm-hmm.
It's the protective barrier lining in the blood vessels. This can cause serious of inflammatory reactions that lead to fat and cholesterol buildup in the coronary arteries. Is that right? Anyway, and ultimately to heart attack. So you got to laugh so you don't get a heart attack. And,
I was laughing during my heart attack. Does that count?
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Okay, so the thing about reading is that they said that they did this research, and it's a Yale University's study that affects the readers' reading. Anyway, they studied 4,000 individuals, and they said that the book readers the people who read books in the group showed that a 20% reduction in mortality during the 12 years of the study follow-up. And this benefit is not shown in people who read newspapers or magazines, but people who read books. So, get to the library.
Get back to that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What about reading the computer?
That's probably like a magazine.
No.
Anyway, and so coffee. Yay, coffee. They found that that most coffee you drink, the more coffee you drink, the less likely you are to die from heart disease, respiratory disease, or stroke, or diabetes.
Wow.
So,
Drink 3 pots a day and be good.
yeah. Yeah, so individuals who drink 1 to 5 cups per day, the coffee drinkers were less likely to die of heart attack, neurological disease, or suicide. Caffeine itself.
Wait. Coffee keeps you from suiciding?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's an antioxidant.
Wow.
Caffeine itself is an antioxidant, and because the American coffee habit, coffee is the number 1 source of antioxidants in the current American diet.
What about decaf?
No, because you don't get the caffeine.
What about tea?
Yeah.
There's a little bit.
If you have caffeine.
Yeah, decaf is not no calf.
Oh, okay, so there's a little bit.
Yeah.
Tiny,
Yeah. Okay.
Some tea, like chai.
Yeah.
Green tea.
Some tea has some.
Okay, so then we have the anger and depression. Now, the ways that you can, one of the things that cause, there's a list of things that cause anger and depression. And so, for instance, a goal that you couldn't achieve. Now, you can sit and ponder over that and make yourself very depressed and very angry. And so the deal is that when you find yourself in those circumstances, when you're like, I didn't finish school. Why didn't I finish school? Because I got pregnant, or because my parents got divorced and I didn't have the funds, or for whatever reason, or that I was, in my case, I started drinking, and so I didn't finish school, and because I was busy out there drinking anyway, and playing pool. So I was pretty good at playing pool. But at any rate, so you could make yourself crazy. You can make yourself chronically depressed if you let that be the lead off in everything that you think. It's like, well, because I'm stupid, because I'm all this stuff. So you have to train yourself to not think that way about it, that it's an incident that happened. Isolate it. And I learned from that. And then I went back to school and I got a degree. Okay. So,
Bravo.
And I stopped drinking. Yay! And I got married. So lots of good things happened, and so now I don't do depression anymore. And every once in a while I do introspection, but it's so boring just to be there. And it just goes through your head, going, "Oh my God, I'm doing so bad." You don't need to do that. What you need to do is figure out what are you going to do instead. Okay, how are we going to make this better? How can I improve this? Okay, so I lost that window, but that doesn't mean that's the only thing that there is. Your life goes on, and so and remember, where your energy goes, so goes. It's the affirmations. So you can start making those affirmations, and visualize your future, and that you can make that happen by visualizing your future, by concentrating on what you want. Now, see, when you just sit around and feel depressed about things that you didn't do or that didn't happen, then all you do is you're recreating that for yourself, because your brain is the like Neanderthal part. That it works with pictures. So you see yourself sitting around the campfire with just your not as a Neanderthal. See yourself as the way you really want to be, that you're being successful. Is that what you want? That you own your own business, or I don't know, whatever it is, that you're educated, that you're considered to be a pillar in the society, or whatever it is you want. Drive a nice car, and
become a minister.
Become a minister, and those things can happen for you. But you've got to focus on it. You need to think. You need to project it. Give that mind of yours the picture of what you're going to look like, what you're going to say, how you're going to walk, and then that will happen for you as you project those things in your mind. And so, but if you're just sitting there concentrating on the things that didn't happen, you're just going to get more of those kinds of things. And then something that you did in the past, and you need to let go of that, and you use the same. I mean, in my hypnosis business, I found that the one thing that created unhappiness and discomfort for my clients, the thing that did that the most was thinking about the past. I remember what he did, what he said 30 years ago, or whatever. And then they'd relive the pain, they'd relive the suffering, they'd relive whatever the incident brought to them over and over and over. And you don't have to do that. It's like, okay, that happened. All right. And you don't have to forget it. You just don't have to relive it every day. And so that's my suggestion to you, is that if you have something that is very painful, and your mind keeps focusing around, coming around to it, stop it. Put something else in there. Okay, I'm not going to think about that now. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to remember it, but I'm just going to put it behind me, and not bring it up constantly, because you have to bring that up again, and then to make that emotion as strong as it was initially, you have to bring all that stuff up again. So don't do that. Don't keep injuring yourself. Okay, and then
4 minutes.
There's more things, but I'm gonna be done. We'll talk about hypnosis more later. Okay?
Yeah, you're not going to worry about any questions. Yeah.
Yes.
So how can so I'm thinking about drinking the coffee, I've got that down.
So, there you go.
So how can I be gentle with myself when I get into that negative place, that negative thinking?
Okay, so when you get into that negative place, you recognize that it's there.
Okay.
And you say, okay, I see that I have negative thoughts. I can feel myself beginning to well up with those sensations.
So I feel it in my body, right?
Yeah. So if you feel it in your body, when you feel it in your body, then you say, okay, I'm just take deep breaths, say, I'm okay. I'm not doing this anymore. I have learned from that experience. Thank you so much for that experience. I've learned from that experience. I choose this instead. And then create a picture for yourself that you're relaxed, that you're feeling comfortable, that you're at ease. Yes, you've learned. You don't need to experience that again. So know that you've taken care of that. Okay, and just see yourself being strong. Okay, and if you walk down dark alleys, you see yourself, just that
protected
with your aura and that kind of stuff, and just know that now you know that you walk down the middle of the alley. Okay, or maybe take somebody with you.
One of the things I do, Janet, is when I have something that's negative, I stop and I say, I release you, I release you, I release you. There's something holy about putting things in threes. In all faiths, there's something about Father, Son, Holy Ghost, the triple goddess. And you look at all of the different religions, they have something in threes. And if you do it and you still feel it, then you write it down on a piece of paper. Whatever it is that's bothering you, you tear it up in itty bitty pieces and flush it down the toilet.
Not burn it?
No, that puts it in the atmosphere. So think about, where do you want it, where does that, you know what, go? To the Milpitas treatment plant. Okay? And that's a lot better than putting it into the atmosphere.
Just write it on toilet paper.
Yeah, I have people who do that, yes.
Brilliant, yeah. Love it.
I just had a question about, like, being in therapy, or like being in a 12-step group, like you're supposed to go back and remember stuff that maybe you didn't remember.
Yeah, well, what you do, because you're going to be making amends, so you go back and you say, so what was it I did? And then you...
Well, I don't have the amends part, because I'm adult child of alcoholic, so we're kind of like the victim.
But, right, okay, so the difference is that you don't have to relive it every day. You are going back, you are getting in touch with that part, but you don't have to do it constantly. You only have to do it once. And write down how you feel. What do? You write down how you feel.
Yeah.
And then you've written it down, and let that be the expression. That's the therapy. That's the part that is supposed to help you, release it, because it's not, you want to unstick it. You want that stuff to come up, to boil up, or however it comes up for you, and cry and swear and do whatever it is that the process asks you to do, and then that's that.
The thing I do is I'm not as depressed and miserable as some people, and I was trying to figure out why. It's because when really bad, violent stuff would happen in my childhood, I would just like go out to nature, and I would look at bugs and trees and flowers, and I'd go, nature's perfect. It all makes sense. It has a system, and it's beautiful, and I'm going to paint a picture of it. So I don't know if that's like denial.
Well, no, it isn't. It's you're refocusing, you're reframing.
Yeah.
You say you feel the pain, and instead of hiding or whatever you would do when you were a child, now you're reframing it. You go out in nature and you let the pain and the angst and what have you be resolved, be soothed by nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. It's a perfect example. Yeah, Christy?
The Course in Miracles has this thing where if you're thinking a thought, I do not want this thought. Instead, I want to think peace.
Right, that's reframing, right. Yeah, it's like if
but
you're...
I also wanted the idea of thinking about you're a victim, you don't you want to get away from that?
Well, it depends on where you are in the process.
Okay.
Yeah, because you want to uncover, you want to make sure that you get all of it out, boil it all up, and then, release it. And sometimes it takes a couple of times. I mean, you always hear people say, man, I thought I took care of that years ago. Well, something happened that triggered it, and go through it again. Do it. There's no shame in going through it again, and pick up the pieces that you didn't get last time. And just know that you don't have to live there anymore. That you're doing this for you and for the betterment of you, for your peace, and that because everything you do, every act of forgiveness, you're doing it for you. And you're not doing it for the person who the perpetrator. They're going to have to deal with their own thing, but you're doing it for you. It's kind of the Opono. Yeah. You say, forgive me and forgive you, and I forgive you, and but you're the one that's going through the process. You're the one that's doing it, and please do it.
And wouldn't you say, Corky, that it doesn't disavow or take away from the initial work we did if it comes up again? It just means another layer.
Right.
There probably has to be processed. So
exactly.
Let us still acknowledge what we did before.
Right. Oh yeah.
This is continuing, right?
Yeah. It doesn't make it any less.
Right.
It just is it's a different, it's like a new trigger has been found.
Okay, thank you so very much.
Yay!
And do we have somebody that would offer to pass a basket? Anybody? Oh, thank you, Lonnie. Yay, Lonnie. And while we're passing the basket, we want to mention that through CCL and through the birthday party, we raised $1,500 for Lahaina. And so it's going to be going to the council. I'm going to get a cashier's check for them, and they said that would be the best way to do it. So you're going to, when you're looking at your bank statement and it says CCL, it is you can write it off at your taxes, and if you want to just put Lahaina by it, that's fine too. However you want to deal with it tax-wise, but it went to a nonprofit, however. And so we thank you so very much for supporting it, because I think that the group that I chose, they matched the funds. So 1,500 might be a lot, but 3,000 sounds like it's going to be helping. So we want you to know that that's what we've been doing. You know, sometimes I feel like we're little, but we're strong. We do some really positive things, and we do appreciate that.
And shall we say the...
Yes, and please, are you ready, Lonnie? Can you lead this for us?
Oh, geez, I don't memorize.
I don't either. Here we go. Given to the ministry from which I receive my spiritual support and nurturing is an affirmation and consciousness of the truth that Spirit is the prospering power enriching every area of my life. Yes, thank you so very much. And I just like you all to, now this is unusual, but just close your eyes a minute and go inside and very warmly say, I love me.
I love me.
I love you.
I love you.
I love Spirit.
I love Spirit.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you so very much. It's been a wonderful day. We want to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And tell your friends, this is a different type of church. It's not something where we're making rules for you to follow or things for you to say. We're here for you to be in touch with your spiritual energy and know that you're the most perfect person on the planet. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you. Oh, Ed, while everybody's disbanding, who do we have on Zoom?
Ann, Chris, Beavers, Jan, Laura, Abby, and Joyce.
Well, great, thank you. Okay, no Sky. Oh, I have to. Okay, I have to save Sky. Where were you?
We missed you.
We missed you, yeah.
Mama Boone misses you.